Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are moving right along on our quest for the Amagi. We are at Tier 5 and you know what that means. We get to take out the Fuso. Now, what are my first impressions of the Fuso? I don't like the way the guns are laid out. Okay, now I don't mind the ship, okay? It has weaknesses. And the main weakness that it has is that it has so many turrets. Now, some of you would be like, well, but Spartan, more turrets, more better, right? No, actually not. Now, it does have advantages, having more turrets. If one of them gets knocked out, it's less, devastating for your ship. However, when you have so many turrets configured in such a way, you spend a lot of time broadside on. And that's not preferable when you're in a battleship. Actually, it's not preferable when you're in anything, really, but definitely not in a slow-moving battleship that's very easy to hit. But that being said, so far I don't mind the guns. Finally, it's about time, right?
Fighter airborne.
And I think you guys are going to like this battle. This is definitely my best game. Of course, it's only my second game in the Fuso, so that's a thing. But I think you're going to enjoy this. So, as you can see, I always start off the matches broadside, and I know that this is a dangerous tactic, but I like to get that devastating strike right off the bat, you know what I mean? And not necessarily even get the medal for devastating, but that hitting somebody for 1 or 2 citadels right off the bat, taking most of their health, and keeping them from being able to do much of anything, is what I try to do right off the bat. Like this Texas, for instance. Hello, Texas! Now, some of you keep asking me to play the Texas, so I figure this is close enough. First salvo, not even a Citadel, but we managed to hit him enough that definitely took off a nice chunk.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
So we're just loading the guns, and the guns load relatively decent in this. It's not too terrible. But definitely want to keep an eye on those Omahas. Definitely want to do that, so they're going to be juicy later. You'll see what I'm saying. But the Texas broadside on again. We're blind firing over the top of the hill here, but it doesn't matter. We get a Citadel. He's lucky that's only one Citadel. That should have been multiples because it looked pretty good. Looked pretty good. So far, I'm not that impressed with the Texas. Poor Texas over there, just doing his job, trying to sail in a straight line and shoot at me with high explosive. Why do I have to shoot back with armor piercing? That's just mean. Well, here comes another salvo. Wait for it. And oh, he got lucky. He turned at the last second and kind of forced most of those shots to miss. Unfortunate, but it is a thing. Hello, New Mexico. That's a fancy little side of your ship you're giving me there. And you're not even looking at me. That's the best kind of New Mexico. Can we Citadel him? We give him all of the beans. All the guns fire. All of them on their way. And we didn't quite lead them enough. Which is unfortunate because that looked like pretty good dispersion. I really, really wanted to absolutely delete him there. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Texas is running away. Can't really blame them. We've got a Nioba over here, and I'm going to start to turn my guns. Now, this is one of the many times that I turn my guns in this match. And when a battleship is turning its guns, it is extremely vulnerable because it takes forever. And it feels even longer because you're sitting there going, God, I wish I could shoot this guy right now. That shot is juicy. He's broadside on. I would love to shoot this guy. And unfortunately, you just never can because your guns just take so friggin' long to get turned. But you try to plan ahead in a battleship and try to get your guns on the correct side of the ship that you're going to be using them the most. And of course, I get loaded and finally able to get shots on him. He just lost all of his health and now he's less juicy. But if we can get a good hit, and nope, we're not allowed. We did hit him. Are we going to sneak it? Come on, Spartan. Oh, we get the shot off. Are we going to get the no-look kill? Wait for it. I'm waiting. Really? How did he just disappear and not take any rounds from that? If he got hit with any of them, he'd be dead. Unfortunately, not quite the case. Hey, it's a Pensacola, broadside on, very close to us. Aim at the waterline, maybe little further out ahead. And, of course, this is the guy that decides he is on concrete and can stop a ship from sailing forward immediately. Which is impressive. I didn't realize the Pensacola was so agile. I mean, I ran it and it never did that sort of thing for me, but then again, I don't generally stop. So maybe it's got e-brakes. You know, it just kind of drops anchor and just stops in place. But it's okay because he does give us the broadside once again. And this time I realize he's stopped. And, hello, Pensacola. Goodbye, Pensacola. Devastating strike. Our first kill of the game, 2 Citadels, and the Pensacola lives up to its repertoire on my channel as the floating Citadel of Sadness. But, I mean, if you're gonna, like, you fooled me once, right? You fooled me once with the bullcrap stop. But then you just sat there, broadside on, and I'm like, hello? I can't miss this shot. The game might make me miss, but I can't miss it. And we've got a New Mexico out here. We're going to go ahead and start putting some rounds on him. As you can see, he's kind of sitting still again. So let's see if we can put some rounds on him. What do you think? Well, yeah, we get a couple hits there. Not a whole lot of damage, but we're doing a little bit here and there. Now I've got to change my guns to the other side of the thing. Because if you notice, there's a couple Omahas trying to push up on me, and they're kind of waiting for me to come around the corner up here. Do you see them yet? Have you seen them? Because I did. Watch this. Wait for me to look over. It'll be a thing. I'm like, okay, that cruiser's very close to me. I'm detected. He knows I'm coming. If I sail around that corner, I know that that Omaha can torpedo me. But I also know that the torpedo tubes on the Omaha are on the very back of the ship, which means he has to give me a very, very big broadside in order to torpedo me. So watch what I do. I'm just going to do a little preparation. You know, we'll call this Preparation H, because he's going to need some when this one's done. I'm not joking. You guys are going to like this. So, as you can see, I'm slowing down. I'm not going to go around that island until I'm ready to go around that island. I'm hoping he'd already fired his torpedoes thinking I was just going to sail around like a goof. But I didn't, and I'm not going to. And now that I've got most of my guns on this side of the ship, hello, Omaha! How you doing? And why do they go broadside immediately? You are 3 kilometers away from a battleship. And you just, nope, gotta turn. And so we see the other one, and he gets lucky that I hit the boulder, because the rear guns could have easily finished him off right there. But it's okay, because he's gonna shoot torpedoes at me. I know this, because he's living long enough to do it. And he's broadside on. So what do? I change direction. And I don't take a single torpedo, and we delete a second Omaha, killing 2 Omahas and a Pensacola back to back to back. That's a fun day. That's a lot of Citadels. We're at 7 Citadels right now. Maybe we can get 8. Let's see. Hey, might as well get 8. Now, I'm not gonna lie. My team tries very, very hard to throw this match. Luckily, we have 2 of the 3 caps. They only have 2 battleships left. Now, I'm gonna make a critical mistake. I wasn't paying attention to the map. So I turn in, and which A, forces me to have to move my guns to the other side of the ship again, not preferable, and B, expose the broadside of my ship to the battleship that's spotted on the other side of the map. Yeah, hello. Oh, okay, we got away with it. God, that could have been really, really nasty. There's a Queen Elizabeth out there, and I am bow tanking one ship, but I have to be broadside to the other. And I am begging my team, I'm like, guys, I cannot possibly bow tank both of these guys when they're in this kind of formation. I just can't do it. You have to point the nose at somebody, and trying to point the nose at either of these is giving me a broadside at somebody. Now, I'm giving the broadside to the guy that's the furthest away, so that I've got that going for me, but it's still gambling with RNG, and it's one I'm losing. It's a gamble that I'm actually losing, and I don't like it. Luckily, I noticed that the New Mexico has gone behind the island, which means I can now bow tank the Queen Elizabeth. And this is going to be critical. Realizing where I'm at, realizing that we have a commanding lead, and that the only way that we could possibly lose this match is if we all die. Now, there's 4 of us, 2 of them. What are the odds that we all die? Let's be real. It can't be good. You'd have to fumble real hard to even make this close, right? Don't worry. My team's on it. They're like, don't worry, we got this. And they're just going to all charge in and get obliterated. Notice that my destroyer has already taken off towards the New Mexico. New Mexico is sailing away from the destroyer, okay? When a battleship is sailing away from a destroyer, it makes it very difficult to torpedo because you have to get really close. And when you have to get really close to a battleship, even in a destroyer, it's not going to end well if they see you coming. It's just not. So he's rushing in with the best intentions, but not a whole lot of common sense. We don't have to do anything here. As you can see, I've put the ship in reverse. I'm just kind of sailing backwards at this point, trying to keep myself from being shot by 2 ships at one time. And slowly but surely, this Queen Elizabeth is absolutely ruining my day. Just putting round after round on me and just not making it very much fun for me at this point. I only have 8,000 health left. I know that if I die, this game is over. And unfortunately, you're going to have to watch and find out what happens next. So we put some more rounds out on the Queen Elizabeth. Again, just trying to keep it different. And I started moving forward, and of course, they must have seen that coming somehow. And they managed to hit us anyway, even though we completely changed locations from going in reverse to forwards, and there's no real way that they could have known. Now, I'm broadside onto 2 ships. Well, I'm bow tanking one and broadside to the other again. Definitely not preferable. Not as bad a situation as we were in initially, but still not something you want to be in. Now, I am shooting at the New Mexico, and the New Mexico is focused on me. Then my stupid destroyer starts firing his guns like a madman. This guy's got half his health left in a battleship. Why are you firing your guns in a destroyer? Like, seriously, why? You're just telling him, hey guys, I'm over here. Shoot me with high explosive. You just fired your volley, so it'd be super convenient for you to switch your ammo type right now. And then he fires all of his torpedoes at him. Now, he's only 6 kilometers from me, which means he was roughly 7 kilometers away from that battleship over there, the New Mexico. Is he going to hit any of these torpedoes? It doesn't look like it, because he was aiming ahead of him, and the battleship ran aground. So, obviously, you can't aim your torpedoes ahead of the battleship if he runs aground, because you're not going to hit it. And they all disappeared anyway, because he didn't have the range to hit them. Because, of course. Now, I get pretty lucky here that they were shooting at the other guy for once. Both of them have targeted him. And that's definitely a preferable situation, because I only have 6,000 health. 1 penetration could potentially end me here. 2 definitely will. So I've got to be extremely careful how I get hit. Luckily, we're at 947 points, which means all we have to do is survive a little longer. And then the Queen Elizabeth makes its move, starts pushing up. Now it's about to come around the mountain. Luckily, I'm going to have all of my guns facing him, so I get to deliver a full broadside at that ship. And what do we get for it? Really? What is that? Like, why am I just firing blanks? Like, I guess I used all of my RNG. Oh, God! Okay. Woo. That could have been juicy for him. But I guess I used all of my RNG against the Pensacola and 2 Omahas, because now I'm not allowed to hit him. And now he's charging me, and luckily the game ends. We managed to pull it out, and I had a heck of a game in the process. So what do I end up with, guys? Well, we made 301,000 silver, 135,000 damage with 42 hits, 8 Citadels, 3 kills, high caliber dreadnought, devastating strike, Confederate medal. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.